How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about a new system in Forza Horizon 5, the Backstage Pass. This is a system that may be familiar with you if you played Forza Horizon 4. It's coming back from Forza Horizon 4, and it solves an issue of certain highly desired cars taking a very long time to come back in the festival playlist. The premise is you earn Backstage Passes through the festival playlist instead of getting a returning exclusive as the 40-point reward, and you can spend that to get a car in the Backstage Pass. The cars in the Backstage Pass will all be cars that you cannot get from the auto show. Most of these will be exclusives that were released through the festival playlist, but some will be wheel spin exclusive cars that you can obtain through wheel spins. So how do you get a Backstage Pass? Well, you can earn a total of 2 Backstage Passes every single week. The first is going to be available as the 40-point reward for doing the festival playlist. The second will be available for purchase through the Forzathon shop for 1,000 Forzathon points. Now you may be thinking to yourself, wow, that's awesome. We used to get 1 car for the 40-point reward every single week. If I can get 2 Backstage Passes every week, I'll have every single car in no time. Well, this is actually not necessarily the case. The Backstage Pass is going to start with 6 cars on October 10th. Note that the update is going to come out on Monday, October 7th, and you will be able to see the Backstage Pass in the menu once you install the update, but you're not actually going to be able to interact with it or redeem a car until the summer season of Back to the 90's starts on October 10th. Now, there will be 2 cars added to the Backstage Pass every single week, starting on the second week, October 17th, and you're going to be able to vote on which 2 cars you prefer from 2 pre-selected pairs in the Backstage voting section of the Backstage Pass menu. The pair that has the highest votes at the end of the week will be added to the Backstage Pass at the next season changeover. So that's 6 cars starting out at base, 2 cars added every single week, and you can get 2 Backstage Passes every single week. Now you are going to be able to get a free Backstage Pass in your Gifts tab on October 10th, so make sure you log in and claim that. So using that and the 40-point reward Backstage Pass and the 1,000 Forzathon point Backstage Pass in the Forzathon shop, you're going to be able to redeem 3 cars from the initial 6 cars that are in the Backstage Pass. And then every single week they add 2 cars. Every single week you're going to be able to get 2 passes. So that evens itself out. So there are always going to be at least 3 cars unless they gift out Backstage Passes again or add Backstage Passes as some sort of accolade reward or something. There's always going to be 3 cars that you're not going to be able to claim. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's inevitably going to be cars in the Backstage Pass that you already own and have no interest in owning another copy of, especially considering that they are going to be putting wheel spin exclusives in the voting pool. Now, one cool feature of the Backstage Pass is that it is going to tell you if you already have that vehicle in your garage in the UI of the Backstage Pass, so that you don't mistakenly use the pass thinking you didn't have the vehicle. So that will help a lot with not accidentally getting cars. And I'm also going to be doing my best to make a community post every single week advising which cars in the voting pool are exclusive, which have come back in the playlist multiple times, and which are wheel spin exclusives, so that you can make a more informed decision when voting. So definitely be on the lookout for that shortly after every single season changeover. When I'm streaming, like toward the beginning of the stream, I'll take a look at the Backstage Pass and post that community post. But with all of this being said, what 6 cars are they going to be starting the Backstage Pass with? Are they exclusive? Have they been re-released multiple times? Let's take a look. So starting out, we have the 1980 Fiat 131 Abarth. This car has never returned. It is a single time only exclusive car from the festival playlist, and I would definitely consider purchasing this if you don't already have it from the Backstage Pass. The next car is the 2021 BMW M4 Competition Coupe. This car is actually an exclusive, but it was gifted out to everybody following the great auction house market crash of 2023. So you probably already have this. If you don't, I'm actually not sure if it's been released a second time because I didn't track that whenever they gifted that out, but you should already have this car. It should be somewhat cheap in the auction house. I may be incorrect about that. I have not actually checked that particular vehicle. Then we have the 2013 Cadillac XTS Limousine. This car is an exclusive that has never returned in the festival playlist. It's just been released once, and this is actually a highly desired car. The next one is the 1967 Mercedes-Benz 280 SL. This car is another one that is an exclusive that's only been released a single time through the festival playlist. It's never returned. This is another car I would definitely recommend purchasing if you don't already own it. The next one is the 2016 Pagani Huayra BC. This car is actually a wheel spin wheelsman exclusive. I'm not sure what the price is in the auction house at the moment. It might be a little bit on the expensive side, like 2 million credits, but this car is obtainable through wheel spins. So if you don't own this car, I would definitely not recommend purchasing it through the Backstage Pass. Just open your wheel spins. And the last one is the 2022 Rivian R1S. This car is the fourth one that is a true exclusive. It has never been re-released. And if you don't own this, I would definitely recommend purchasing it from the Backstage Pass. So that is 4 cars that are one-time release only of the 6 cars that are being released from day one. That's a pretty good list. Now, what about the first week of voting? So for the first week of voting, we have the Toyota Treno and the Ferrari 757M. And I will tell you, the Toyota Treno is a wheelsman exclusive. It historically has sold for quite a bit in the auction house, but you can obtain it through the wheelspin. The second car is a exclusive from way back toward the beginning of Forza's career, and it has been re-released multiple times. It's actually from Series 2, which is crazy. But yeah, that's been re-released multiple times through the festival playlist. So if you don't have that car, it should be pretty cheap in the auction house. The other side is the HDT VK Commodore and the Lotus Esprit. And then the Lotus Esprit is actually a true exclusive. It has never been re-released through the festival playlist. And while the Commodore has been re-released through the festival playlist, it's only been once. So that car is an exclusive as well. So of these 2 options, I would definitely pick the right side, the one with the blue and the red car, the Commodore and the Esprit. With that, you will actually be getting a first time returning exclusive with it. On the other side, you actually have a wheelspin exclusive. So I would definitely pick the right side. This guy picked the left side, unfortunately. Either way though, if a car is on a side that doesn't get voted for, it will eventually be voted on again in the Backstage Pass voting. There's a bunch of cars that are actually listed in the car collection as being able to be obtained through the Backstage Pass. So they already know exactly which cars are going to be in the voting pool for the Backstage Pass. If you're curious if your favorite car or the car that you're waiting on will eventually be in the voting pool, you can always check that by going into your car collection and clicking the A button. It'll pop up and tell you exactly how to acquire that car. And if it says Backstage Pass, it will be eventually voted on to be added to the Backstage Pass. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to personally use my Backstage Passes. I already own every single car in the game, most of them like multiple copies. A lot of you watching may be different and actually need some of these cars. One option, if you have all the cars, is actually to wait a bit for the auction house to die down from the initial flood of cars that will inevitably be posted every time a car gets added to the Backstage Pass. Then claim the car and post it in the auction house after the hype has died down. And hopefully that the price is still high if you do it that way. But if it's not, you don't have to actually buy it. You can just buy something else. There's a lot of ways you can use your passes, but one thing is for certain, this is an awesome feature that they brought back from Forza Horizon 4, and I think it will allow for a more easy access for returning exclusives in the long run and remove a lot of the FOMO, the fear of missing out, that exists in the game today. Now, this is my FH5 exclusives sheet. I've been updating this for a while now. You can see the color coding at the top. This is cars that have been released more than once. This is this red. Cars that have been released once is all of the green. The little stroke through yellow is cars that were released as exclusive but were later released in an accolade or through car gifts. And the orange one is exclusives that are now auto show cars. And the white one that I just added is available in the Backstage Pass. As you can see, there's quite a bit of red in here. The other colors are sprinkled in every now and then. This one I actually had to do a rainbow color because I wanted to show off that it was a gifted car at one point, but it also has now been added into the Backstage Pass. Now I am going to link this down in the description below. That way you can use it if you want. If you haven't already, this is my Discord channel. It is linked right here in the FH5 exclusives list as a permanent link up here at the top. There's lots of cool stuff in here, lots of cool people in here. If you want to join, just add me. I am, it's not gonna let me actually show you. It's just Vrael JSP, VRAEL JSP, exactly like my YouTube name. Just add me and send me a message and I'll happily accept and invite you in. But yeah, you can see how much green is on here. There's actually a ton of green. I usually use this and update it like with the Series 39 cars right here. And whenever cars go in, it used to be like the 40-point reward. Now it's going to be the 80 and 160-point reward cars. And I'm also going to be doing my best to keep this updated every single week whenever cars get added into the Backstage Pass. So if you don't want to wait for my community post, you're curious if a car is exclusive, look for these green ones. Just Control F and search for the car you're looking for, like the Camaro and you'll be able to just search and find it really easily like that. Yeah, this sheet will be linked down in the description below. That is going to do it for the video though. I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the playlist overview keep playing in the background in case you missed the Forza Let's Go stream they held earlier today. I wish you the best of luck with Series 39, and I hope to see you on stream. Please don't forget to drop a like on the video if it helped you out, and subscribe with notifications on if you want to see more content like this. I do seasonal PR stunt guides which go live in the 30 minutes prior to season changeover each week, and I'm also streaming on Thursdays for playlist completion, so definitely tune in if you'd like some help with the festival playlist every week. We host an open lobby, we can do events multiple times if enough people tune in, and everyone's welcome. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out. Y'all have a wonderful day.